Why these food colors are being banned and why you're still eating them. Part 1. The problem they don't want to talk about: red 40, yellow 5, blue 1. They're in your cereal, your kids' gummy vitamins, your so-called healthy protein bars, and even your sports drinks. You've probably eaten one of them today without even noticing. Now here's the twist. Some of these dyes are banned in other countries. Straight up banned. But in the US, they're legal, approved, and used in thousands of products, including some that are targeted directly at children. So what gives? Why are these artificial food colors treated like toxic waste in Europe, but sold as breakfast in America? Let's break it down. What are these colors really? First, let's get clear on what we're talking about. These dyes, like red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, and blue 2, are synthetic petroleum-based chemicals. That's right, petroleum, as in the stuff they use to make plastic and motor oil. They're not naturally derived from fruits or vegetables or anything remotely real. They're cooked up in labs, often using coal tar derivatives, and added to your food purely to make it more appealing on shelves. Why? Because color matters. Bright colors sell. They grab attention, signal flavor, and create visual consistency across batches. But here's the catch. These chemicals aren't just colorful. They come with serious potential health risks. What the science actually says. Let's talk about the research. Multiple studies have linked artificial food dyes to behavioral issues in children, especially hyperactivity and attention problems. The most famous of these is a British study that found kids who consumed artificial colors showed a noticeable spike in hyperactive behavior. After that study, the UK, and eventually the entire EU, took action. They required warning labels on foods containing certain dyes, and many manufacturers simply removed them entirely. Why risk losing consumer trust? But in the US, nothing changed. Red 40, yellow 5, and the rest are still FDA approved, still on shelves, still being marketed as safe, still being added to kid-friendly products like Jell-O, fruit snacks, and boxed mac and cheese. It's not because they're proven safe. It's because the US food system isn't designed to protect your health. It's designed to protect the people who profit from it. How companies hide the truth. Here's where it gets even messier. Most companies aren't required to list exactly how much of each dye is used, and they often bury it at the end of the ingredient list under generic labels like artificial color, color added, or the specific dye name with a number, which most people have no clue about. It's easy to miss, and that's the point. The less you know, the more you'll buy. Meanwhile, the food marketing machine is working overtime to distract you. They'll plaster the front of the box with things like made with real fruit, no high fructose corn syrup, fat-free, or my personal favorite, gluten-free. As if that cancels out the red 40 and yellow 6 dumped into the mix. These claims are designed to create a health halo, a false sense of trust. They want you to believe you're making a better choice, even when the ingredients tell a very different story. The kids are the target. Let's be real. This isn't about adults. The worst offenders are products marketed directly at children. You know the ones: neon fruit snacks, rainbow-colored cereals, cotton candy protein powders, bright blue sports drinks with names like Ice Blast or Power Surge. These products are loud, colorful, and addictive by design, not just in flavor but in appearance. Studies have shown that kids are especially drawn to colorful foods and that bright synthetic colors increase their desire to eat something, even if it tastes the same as a dull-looking version. And it works. Parents buy these foods because they're convenient. Kids eat them because they're exciting. And companies rake in the profits, all while brushing off the health concerns as inconclusive. Let me ask you this. If a chemical is banned in Europe for being unsafe in children, why is it in your kid's breakfast here in the US? The FDA's weak defense. The FDA claims that food dyes are safe at approved levels. But here's what they don't like to talk about. Most of the research used to approve these dyes is decades old. Many studies were funded or influenced by industry interests. Newer research is often dismissed as inconclusive unless it shows overwhelming evidence. And even then, it's rarely enough to trigger a policy change. Meanwhile, other countries use something called the precautionary principle. If there's credible concern about a substance, They limit or ban it until it's proven safe, not the other way around. In the US, it's the opposite. You're the experiment. You're the long-term study. This isn't about fear, it's about control. So what do we do about it? Because let's be real, you can't avoid every chemical, every label, every loophole the food industry sneaks past you. But once you know the truth, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start choosing better. Let's talk about how. Step 1. Learn to read ingredient lists like a threat assessment. When you pick up a product, flip it over. Ignore the front of the package. The bold claims, the fake health buzzwords. That part's marketing. Go straight to the ingredient list. If you see anything like red 40, yellow 5, or yellow 6, blue 1 or blue 2, or just artificial color or color added, that's a red flag. Doesn't matter if the label says organic, sugar-free, or made with real fruit. If the colors are fake, it's not real food. And here's a tip. The farther down the ingredient list, the less of it they use, but it still matters. These dyes can have effects even at small doses, especially in kids, so don't fall for just a little bit. Step 2. Know the safe swaps. The good news is, you don't have to eat beige food forever. More and more brands are ditching artificial dyes and using real ingredients for color. Like beet juice for red turmeric or paprika for yellow spirulina or chlorophyll for green and blue, even freeze-dried berries or carrots. You'll see these labeled as vegetable juice color, fruit extract, or sometimes just natural color. Still not perfect, but light years better than petroleum and coal tar. And better yet, eat more foods that don't need color added in the first place. Fresh fruit raw or roasted nuts, eggs, avocados, real cheese, even simple dark chocolate or nut butter with clean ingredients. Real food doesn't need a costume. Step 3. Stop trusting the system to protect you. If the past few years have shown us anything, it's this. The food industry isn't here to keep you healthy, it's here to keep you hooked. The people who approve ingredients are often the same people who used to work for the companies that make them. The conflicts of interest are baked in. So the more you outsource your decisions to labels and claims and FDA approvals, the more you're letting someone else decide what goes in your body. You don't need a degree to eat better. You just need to start noticing. Look at what you're eating. Notice how it makes you feel. Notice what's added, what's fake, what's hiding behind numbers and color codes. The more you pay attention, the easier it gets to walk away from the lies. The rise starts with you. This isn't about fear, it's about power. You were never supposed to feel tired after eating. You were never supposed to depend on ultra-processed snacks to get through the day. You were never supposed to trust fake food made by people who only care about margins. That's what Zero Rise is about. Not perfection, not panic, just real food, real strength, real decisions. If this video helped you see things differently, share it. And if you want more truth like this, subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started. New videos every Monday.